And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about you, helping you, our radio and TV show family out there, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a great lineup for you today. Later in the show, we're going to have Chuck Peterson, one of our contracting expert contributors, Suncoast Roofing, Alex Lima as well, Blackbelt Fitness in the studio as well, and we've got Fred DeFelice, water science, our water expert here in studio as well. So we got a great lineup for you here. I want to give a shout out to Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We would love for you to support Jade and her team. It's a woman-owned business, a local business, COVID-19 certified for infection and prevention control. Reach out to Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning. And also follow her on Facebook, Jade's Premium Quality Cleaning on Facebook. She's offering $15 off to any of our show listeners. All you have to do is reach out to the hotline, 813-750-0550. That's our hotline, 813-750-0550. Reach out to the hotline. We would love to talk to you. And also you can see all of our experts at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb.com. 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue in Newport Richey. This is a waterfront beauty on the river. So you've got bay access. You can take your boat all the way out and go fishing. Waterfront home, over 4,100 square foot home, just listed. Private 4-bedroom, 4-bath riverfront home with a dock at 6128 Oak Ridge Avenue, Newport Richey, with a pool as well. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got our friend Fred DeFelice back in studio. Fred, good to see you.
Always great to be here, man. Love it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Awesome. So, we always talk about what do people need to know? What's that consumer advocate approach? What are the tips out there? I think when it comes to water, there's a lot they need to understand.
There is a lot to know. Let me just start off for some of our new listeners. I am a second-generation master plumber. And 2 of my 5 sons, Paul and John, are continuing that family tradition. We are the owner of Water Science US. We're a family-owned business. We're located right in Palm Harbor. And what I always tell people, just imagine having better than bottled water at every faucet in your home without using salt, without wasting any water. And we actually manufacture and assemble all the equipment, and we call ourselves the advocate for pure water. So our systems use no salt, and everything we do is to purify the water. This is so important when we're dealing today, people understanding how vital a good, healthy immune system is. And if you got contaminants in your water that you're not aware of, that's just not good for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people ask, one of the things we try to educate people about is the difference between a water softener that uses salt and what our systems are. So probably the best thing I like to call the downside of a water softener, they do a good job of making the water soft by removing minerals. However, they're taking all the healthy minerals out of the water.
Oof.
So you want to keep the minerals in. They do not purify the water, and some of the older units won't even move chlorine, let alone chloramine.
Wow.
They do add sodium to the water, which creates that slippery, slimy feeling in the shower. People think the water softener feels slippery and slimy. It's not. It's actually salt that's coming in the water with it. Sodium in the water, as well as chloramine, can create pinholes in copper and metal pipe. Another big problem, you hear people saying, I got a leak coming up through my slab. our homes are all on a concrete slab, right? And the pipes are running under that. The sodium in the water is not safe to drink. So you're going to require a separate reverse osmosis system. People know about that. And those waste, for every gallon of water you get to drink, they waste about 5 gallons of water.
Really? Wow.
The water softener wastes about 100 gallons of water a week. It pollutes the environment and adds tons of sodium chloride to our rivers and streams.
Wow.
So I can't say anything good about it, you know.
It's just an old technology that people still have that mindset of, oh, well, I guess I got to get this next.
Exactly. Same thing happened to me 20 years ago.
Wow.
When we moved here from up north.
Yeah.
That's what they said, get a water softener. So we did.
Yeah.
So,
and if you really look at the research, that's the thing is most people don't take the time to research or look into it. They just kind of go with the flow.
And a lot of times they're getting a hard purchase sale, you know, especially when you buy a new home, you're getting the postcard in the mail or you're getting the telemarketing call. They make an appointment, they come. 2 hours later, you're signing on the line just to get rid of the guy.
You buy today, it's this price. If you buy tomorrow, I can't honor that. I hate that high pressure sales stuff.
Yeah. So the benefits of our water science water softener alternative, simply put, our systems remove all the bad stuff in the water, but leave in all the good minerals. We treat the water for particulates, chlorine, chloramine, metals, taste, odor, bacteria, etc. It leaves you with pure, clean water, but no slippery feel in the shower. We reduce 98% of hard water scale. So our system will protect all your appliances, your plumbing, your water heater. And these systems are really a must for the tankless water heater that a lot of people have today, especially in the new homes.
That's a good point to make too, because a lot of times there's other technologies that people don't realize, you know, how the efficiencies are there.
Right.
Plus, like as you mentioned with the scale, we've all seen that scale on our bathtub, or if you ever open up one of those water softeners, you see it kind of in there.
Oh yeah.
Big time. So it cakes up, but that's gonna cause for example, your refrigerator, if it's spitting out ice and water, scale those lines, it's gonna stop working as properly.
Yep. Your washing machine, your dishwasher gets loaded with scale.
Yep.
But the tankless water heater is one of the worst places to have a scale buildup. And that requires chemical cleaning probably every 6 months. People don't do it.
Right.
You know. In addition, you should flush your regular water heater every 6 months anyway.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot of scale builds up in there.
So you want to flush the regular water heater?
Yeah. Once our system's in, we want to do it like within 2 months. And then after that, you probably won't have to do it ever, maybe once a year.
Oh, okay. So in my case, because I have this wonderful product on my home. And by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Fred DeFelice. Waterscience.us is his company. And he, as you heard him say, he manufactured it, he installs it, he puts it together. He's a master plumber. And Fred at waterscience.us is the direct email. And of course, you can reach out to the show. We've put several of our listeners, in touch with Fred. Now, so yeah, when you look at, there's a lot to really consider when it looks, you look at the water coming in. How important is your health is a big question too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about it. There's thousands of miles of piping by the time the water gets to your home from the treatment plant. And we're hoping that the chlorine gets all the way there to your house, because that's going to keep all the bacteria down. But once it gets there, we're taking that out.
Yeah.
You don't want chlorine once you're getting to the point where you're using it. So, and then our under sink system, this is incredible because we're treating now the water there that you're going to drink and cook with. We're treating that for fluoride, heavy metals, pharmaceutical drugs, microplastic particles we talk about a lot, and it makes the water truly alkaline. And there's all kinds of benefits from drinking alkaline water. And, our listeners can just go online and look up alkaline water and see what the benefits are.
Yeah, alkaline is big. That's a big part of it. So I want to go back to the microplastics because we hear about it, we talk about it. You continue to see it everywhere. Videos, you look at, sometimes you can see it in movies and just different videos. elected officials, like it's everywhere. So the microplastics just seems to me like it's a problem we all want to make it better, but I don't see it getting better anytime soon. It's just so convenient. People are grabbing the bottles everywhere.
Yeah. 90% of bottled water has microplastic particles in it. The plastic particles are about half or less than half the size of a human hair. So, I mean, you don't see it. You're
Right.
not going to know. But, clothing is made with plastic today. All that stuff, particles come off in the laundry. The tires, as you're running down the road, we talk about that. You're just spewing out microplastic particles.
Yeah.
Everything we do winds up in our rivers and streams. That's where we get our water to drink from. So the fish are having problems with microplastic particles.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
birds are eating it.
Yeah,
Like the birds
everything.
are. Wow.
Along with all the other things.
So your product here, the waterscience.us, we've talked in the past too. I think it was like about $1 a day or something like that.
Yeah, we have such great financing. We have 12 months, same as cash, no interest, same as cash, or regular financing, depending on the system. If you have a mobile home or you have a bigger home, you're looking at anywhere from $25 a month to maybe $35 a month for financing.
Wow.
People are spending much more than that on buying bottled water.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Got the bottled water challenge from
Yeah.
Fred DeFelice. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
So the bottled water challenge, plus you've got the trade-in. They can do the trade-in as well.
Yeah, we do have, we wanted you to get rid of that water softener, so we're willing to give you a $500 trade-in on that.
Awesome.
So that's about it. All our components are made in the U.S., carry a lifetime warranty.
America first.
Yes, absolutely. And I like to say, the process is so simple. We make everything simple as we can.
Absolutely.
People love to work with us because there's never any high pressure selling. Basically, a 5 or 10 minute conversation on the phone, and I can pretty much determine what system you're going to need for your home and your family. We always have upfront pricing. There's no a price now, and then if you buy tonight, it's that much less. No.
Right. You're actually going to the appointment, right, Fred?
Yeah.
So there's not going to be some slick talking,
I'm
fast
come
talking.
to the appointment.
Yeah, Fred's going to be there. It's not going to be a high pressure young guy pushing you, to make his quota. Fred's the man. He's going to do it. He's going to have his team install it. Family owned business.
I'm not really like a salesman, I'm just an educator is what I try to be.
Yeah.
And what I love doing, I bring a sample of my water for you to taste. And,
yeah, that's awesome.
Many times people are taking what's left over and keeping it to make their next pot of coffee,
Yeah.
And I mean, everything's great about it. People love working with us. And we're not, listen, most times people are calling me up the next day to say, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're ready to go that night or that day when I'm there, we'll schedule the appointment to do the install.
Right.
Otherwise, think it over. Talk to your wife,
Yep.
And if you're ready, we're ready. If not, no problem with that.
Waterscience.us, Fred DeFelice. If you want to take action right now, just text the word water to our hotline. We'll put you right in touch with Fred. Just text water to 813-750-0550. Text water to the hotline, 813-750-0550. You can also leave a voicemail, leave a message, and we'll get to you that way as well. And we promise to get back to you before our head hits the pillow that same day. And you can also hit the website as well, consumerqb.com. Just submit an email form from the website, consumerqb.com.
Perfect.
And directly at waterscience.us, Fred at waterscience.us. And always a pleasure, Fred. Parting words of wisdom, final thoughts.
If you're looking into water softener right now and you're considering that, you may want to consider us as a second opinion. Because of our efforts, we have been nominated for the 2020 Sustainable Business Award this year. We don't know when the decision will be made who's actually going to get that covered award. And the best thing I can say is never buy another bag of salt or bottled water again. You won't need to do that if you have our systems in your home.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, good stuff. Fred DeFelice, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks for
Love
coming
to
in.
be here.
Coming up, we got Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. We're going to talk about contractor issues, things happening in that contracting world, some of the unscrupulous contractors that we've come across in the community. We want to let you know about them so you can be prepared. Also, Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts in studio, talking about self-defense and how to stay in shape. And our feel-good story of the day, a 2,000-year-old redwood tree survived wildfire at California's oldest state park. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment's brought to you by the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay, also known as Discovery Golf Carts here in Tampa Bay. Say hello to the team. They do a great job. They sell Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman's, Icon electric vehicles, and they offer both pre-owned and remanufactured golf carts available from Discovery Golf Carts, Tampa location. They've got a Clearwater location as well. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you so you can take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we've got a hot property listing here, 8001 U.S. Highway 301 in Riverview. This is a property that is zoned as a restaurant right now. You also have a church in the back, so you got two buildings on the same property, two for the price of one here. 8001 U.S. Highway 301 south in Riverview. Great buying opportunity. Commercial buildings currently set up and operating as businesses as well right here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got our friend Chuck Peterson back in studio, Suncoast Roofing. Welcome back, sir.
Well, I was glad to be back. We got a little sunshine today, so we're happy about that.
That right on.
Yeah.
Right on, absolutely. And, you know, this time of year, we're just talking about the way that these hurricanes sometimes come into the box. We saw what happened in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Contractors, you got to beware. So, let's jump right into what to consider when you have these storm people coming around.
Right. So as we've talked about in the past, if the storm comes to Florida, which we're probably going to get something this year for sure, big enough to have storm chasers arrive at your door, you need to check everything out. You need to really, as a consumer, you have to do a little bit of homework. Make sure the company is licensed in the state of Florida, that they're not just using somebody's name. Make sure they're registered in the city that you're in by checking the city website, if they have a business license in that city. Don't give them 50% deposits. We've talked about this 100 times,
Yeah.
and unfortunately we see it a lot still today. A homeowner will give somebody a 50% deposit. The people will put a tarp on their house, tell them they're going to do all their insurance work for them, and then never to be seen again.
Yeah.
So please, as the consumer, please don't do that.
Yeah, you're supposed to just keep it around 5 or 10%.
Yeah, and just and don't necessarily make a snap decision if you don't know who the name. If the name doesn't ring a bell or you're not sure who they are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good, reputable companies in the Tampa Bay area.
Right
They're
on.
pretty easy to find. If somebody just comes knocking on your door and you're not sure, then hold off. They'll come back if they're a good company.
Yeah. You want to look at the situation as well from a perspective of, how long has this company been in business? What kind of warranties do they offer?
Correct.
And then you get into the insurance side. A lot of times you have to turn around and fight your insurance companies to get what's you've been paying for.
Correct. And we've heard the good and the bad from the AOB, the assignment of benefits.
Yeah.
The state changed the law this past year, and it made it very consumer unfriendly, which is unfortunate. They had a goal in mind to make it more not contractor. There were some contractors out there that were abusing the system. Unfortunately, it happened a lot. So they changed the law, but they went to the other side. Now it's very consumer unfriendly as far as if you have to go to court. It does give the contractors the ability to go to your insurance company, which people are worried about. But really, an AOB, all that really does is allows our guys to go to your insurance company and talk to them about your roof and make sure that you're getting paid everything that you should get paid. We have seen time and time again, where the insurance company will give you a settlement, and it's a line item settlement, and it talks about everything from every nail on your roof down to the shingles. And unless you know what has to go on there and what the building codes are, you don't know if that's an accurate number and what you're supposed to get paid or not. So our guys can look at that and make those judgment calls and get you what you're supposed to get paid.
Right.
The unfortunate thing is the people who went out there and took advantage of that, and that's what made AOBs have a bad name. Our AOB is specific to your roof. You can get an AOB if somebody comes to your door and you have damage specific to the damage. So people really worry about, if you sign an AOB with me, am I going to be able to get all your insurance proceeds and go buy a new car kind of thing, right? Are we going to defraud your insurance company and you? If the AOB is written right, it's very specific about the items we can talk to them about and what we can do to help you get your money, and that's it. And the check comes with your name on it, our name on it, and probably your lender's name on it. So if it's done the right way, it's a very effective piece of document that helps us get you what you need to have. You should be wary of who you're signing with, because this goes right back to the same, do your homework.
Yeah.
But if it's a reputable company that, you can check on and say, okay, yeah, you've been doing this, and here's the people you got, and here's the records you have, and all that. It's nothing more than just getting more help for yourself.
Right. Yeah. Assembling that team, having a comprehensive approach, people that know, hey, if this happens, then we bring in this. We can pivot and call an audible as we go. It's a way that you can really just protect yourself from the downside as well.
Or correct. And because you're calling the roofing company first, more than likely after a wind event or something that caused damage to your roof that got water in your house, we actually have all those guys as partners in our alliance. So we have landscaping guys can cut trees up. We have, insurance guys if it's bigger than just the roof. We have, water restoration folks, and we have water mitigation folks that are part of our group.
All right, good stuff. More from Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We have our feel-good story of the day as well. 2,000-year-old redwood tree survive the wildfire in California. Stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page, and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty page. We'll be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're hiring agents right now as well. We're building our team, hiring more on our staff. We're a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we are growing. So we're looking for agents that may want to join our team, be a part of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, and possibly appear on our syndicated radio and TV show here as well. So we've got Chuck Peterson in the house, Suncoast Roofing here as well. We got Alex Lima coming up, Blackbelt Fitness and martial arts. And here's a hot property listing I want to let you know about here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We've got 4207 South Del Mabry Highway, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property here in Tampa Bay with a pool. It's a community-style pool. Unit number 1203 is the unit that I have for sale. 4207 South Del Mabry Highway. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. South Tampa, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for less than $250,000. Can't find that. It's very hard to find that. We also have a property at 520 George Street South. This is a waterfront beauty right here in Tampa Bay, overlooking the lake, wide open water views, private dock, mother-in-law suite as a rental, 520 George Street South, Tarpon Springs. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Chuck Peterson's in the house. We got Chuck here from Suncoast Roofing talking about different things in the real estate space. Sometimes you guys work really well with real estate agents, realtors. You understand the process, and you're able to try to jump in certain situations. You got so many components of the roofing system as well: the fascia, the soffit, the actual tile. You got the underlayment of the roof as well. Wind mitigations we talk about with Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, and how that kind of helps throughout the process. And sometimes it comes in and you guys come in and try to give that bid and look at what we can do to move the transaction forward.
Right. So we get a lot of calls from realtors, several on your team. Thank you. But they'll have the report done by Jay or another home inspector, and they have a due diligence period that they have to make a decision in, or they have a closing time that has to be, these dates are set. I mean, we're not moving those. So we move guys as best we can to get out there as quickly as we can to assess what's on the report, so that we can give the realtor to give their client, here's the number to use in the negotiation, because we know that's where it goes.
Right.
And then once the homeowner has that house, then that number's good for them. So all they do is call us up and we go out there and fix the issues, and it comes with our warranty. And, we try to make it as very timely as we can, because we do understand the real estate business, and that those time frames are, they're set in stone basically, and that's not something we can move around. So we need to move our guys around to make that work.
Yeah, that's awesome, and we appreciate that as well. And right now it's pushed out even more with so much demand. Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, super busy. The inventory's low. Properties are still selling. A lot of things happening in that space.
Right. Yeah, we see it a lot. I mean, we get, probably one or two calls a week anymore from realtors. And so that business is moving, and, we try to do what we can to keep that moving forward without being the one guy that you're waiting on as the realtor going, what the heck, we got to have this one thing, and our guys are trying to make a decision. So we do what we can to keep that moving forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you look at the talk about Miami-Dade hurricane standards and the different, what should an average roof withhold wind-wise?
The building codes they are different for different areas, but basically you're looking at 135 to 150 mile an hour wind ratings. Miami-Dade's 155. At some point, the state of Florida will match Miami-Dade's. They're, been reluctant to do that because it does require some additional work to be done, which makes the price of the roof go up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Miami-Dade has probably proven that their building codes withstand a pretty good bit of beating.
Right.
So, I would expect the state at some point in the next year or two to adopt those standards. But the material that's in Florida today is pretty freaking good. Mm-hmm. Just all things being said, it's the building codes have been up every year. The material that's being put out, the new shingles we have, they're 150 mile an hour wind rated, but they have an unlimited rating if there's not a named storm.
Right.
So unless that hurricane, if it gets a hurricane, it becomes a named storm, then the insurance takes over for replacing your roof. If it's not a hurricane, if it's those big monsoons like we get in the afternoon sometimes, mm-hmm. they come through with, 70, 80, 100 mile an hour winds. These shingles are warranted to take that kind of wind.
Yeah. It seems like the quality's been much better. The insurance is, there's certain things you can do as well to impact your insurance rate.
Correct. You can do what we do is we put the peel and stick underlayment underneath there, and that counts as a secondary water barrier for your insurance company. So once we're done, you actually have Jay come out and do a wind mitigation, and he sends that into your insurance company where we've re-nailed your deck to code and put the peel and stick down underneath whatever product you are putting on your roof. The insurance company will give you a reduction. I mean, we've seen it consistent year after year. I mean, the houses that turn those in get a reduction because that peel and stick sticks to your roof deck and it's not coming off in that big wind. Your roof deck might come off, but the peel and stick's not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So it works really well because that nail is going to go through, but it's still going to kind of adhere and bind to it. It's
more of a membrane, where the old days we had the felt paper, which is just an asphalt based sheet, and it heats and cools and cracks. The peel and stick is more of a membrane, and it has the ability to heat and seal. Around the nails. Plus, like I said, it's stuck on your deck. It's like I tell everybody, it's like putting a piece of, duct tape on your windshield, letting it sit out in the sun for 2 days, and then trying to get it off. Same principle applies to the peel and
Right.
stick to your roof deck.
Yeah. Now, we just started a relationship also with Veteran Gutters. It's a veteran-owned company right here in Tampa
Right.
Bay. His name's Brandon Porter. He was on the show earlier in the week. And yeah, so the gutter system can help make the roof last longer. How's that?
The
work
gutter
together?
system really helps get the water just away from the house.
Yes.
You know, I mean, because your foundation, that water comes off and it drips straight down within, you know, whatever your soffit width is to your foundation.
Right.
You know, and in some places where you have valleys, I mean, you get a lot of water. You know,
Yes.
it comes off, and you see people's houses all the time that have divots in their ground 6, 8, 10 inches deep.
Yeah.
You know, where the roof runs off, and they just don't have the gutters, and they should be getting that water away from their foundation.
Exactly.
That's what it does. It
Yeah.
really, and people ask us all the time, you know, what do you think about gutters? We're like, please put them on. It doesn't really help the life of your roof, but it helps the life of your house.
Right.
They're vitally important for that.
Excellent. Good stuff. All right. Always a pleasure. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. All your roofing needs right here, not only in Tampa Bay, the Gulf Coast region. You've also got full state of Florida, covering most of the state of Florida. And
Correct.
They do a great job. Suncoast Roofing and Solar here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Always a pleasure, Chuck. Thanks
Thank you
for coming in, man.
Appreciate it. Enjoy it always.
All right. Awesome. Good stuff. Coming up, we got Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, going to talk about self-defense, getting in shape, how to stay in shape, proper diet as well. Talk about all that right here coming up, as well as our feel-good story of the day. 2,000-year-old redwood trees survived wildfires in California. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Giving a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunnan. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Now, we got the vitamin infusion drips available. They can deliver this to your home or office as well. They'll send a mobile nurse on site. Replenish IV Solutions. Boost your immunity today. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this is a pretty cool story. When a massive wildfire swept through California's oldest state park last week, it was feared that many of the trees in the grove, old-growth redwoods, some of them 2,000 years old, among the tallest living on Earth, may have succumbed. But an Associated Press reporter and photographer hiked the renowned Redwood Trail, Big Basin Redwoods State Park on Monday and confirmed most of the ancient redwoods had withstood the blaze. And among the survivors, one is dubbed Mother of the Forest. And the story goes on to talk about this. Such good news, and they had thought that some of these trees would have burned down. But, quote, at the end, it says, the reason those trees are so old is because they are so resilient. So that's pretty cool. 2,000-year-old redwood trees survive the California wildfires. All right, we got Alex Lima in studio. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. How you doing?
Doing well.
All right.
Doing well. Staying busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, thriving and surviving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Blessed and highly favored.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So, Alex, I love bringing you in, talking about, the health, fitness side. You got your black belt, fitness and martial arts as well, self-defense side.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about today, my friend?
Just the usual, the world is obviously a crazy place. I don't know if I'm sure everybody has seen. If you can't be on Facebook for more than 2 minutes and not see something about a riot or something going on.
Well, you mean a peaceful protest?
Right. Right. Sorry, I apologize. Let me recant that statement. Yeah. So your semi quote unquote peaceful protests and stuff. And,
exactly.
People are just people are out of hand. The world is getting crazy, and in the end, like our friend Thomas King talks about, it's on us in the end. You're your first line of defense in anything.
Yeah. I was watching one this morning, just like stumbling through. I get the newsletter from 860 The Answer. Yeah. And it was they were defending a statue. I think it was in Arizona or Nevada, one of them. And it was a kind of paramilitary group, but it ended up, they started chasing this one guy, bullying him, and he's kind of backing up, and then they start swinging on him. He pulls out his gun, boom, boom, shoots him, and now who knows? Now it's going to be turned around. Well, you shouldn't have shot him.
Of course, but they always say you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think's going to happen in those situations?
Yeah,
those scenarios, you're going to run into somebody that's not going to play that.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's where the problem lies. So if everybody would just behave and act the way they should, everybody behave, kids, we'll have a good field trip, and then make it home, have ice cream. But nope, doesn't seem to work that way.
Yeah, the self-defense side, and then the video of people talking, screaming, these people trying to eat their lunch.
I saw that the younger
couple. Put your hand up, pledge to us. It's just unbelievable stuff going on in the world today.
It really is, and it's one thing, to each his own, but it's one thing to have an opinion, but it's another thing to force your opinion down someone else's throat.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where the problem lies, is people, the social media can be used for so many great things. I'm in contact with people, I'm training people all over the world because of social media. But then at the same time, there's a sense of entitlement that comes, like everybody feels the need to comment on your post. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can just sit back. There's somebody that said they cannot fight it. They'll have to say something, and you don't, just ignore it or whatever. But people feel entitled. They have to say something for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's epic proportions. Crazy stuff. Night and day as well, from the the DNC convention to the RNC. You just see night and day. It's just interesting how that's shaking out. But Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts right here in Tampa Bay. You're on Waters Avenue. You're also doing more and more. You had mentioned maybe some mobile type stuff you're looking to do in the future too.
Yeah. So I've always kind of offered it, but now I'm going to start kind of pushing it a little bit more, just with the changing of the times, the way everything is. I mean, a lot of people still are not, even though things are essentially better as far as people being more comfortable with going out and doing things. I don't know if you saw, they started to open up some of the movie theaters and stuff again.
Yeah, that's right.
But some people are still very apprehensive about coming into like a gym that they're not familiar with, signing it, for new memberships and things like that. So you may be uncomfortable doing that, but I can assure you, you're probably more comfortable being in your home that it's clean.
Right.
All these precautions are in place. So I'm offering now where I can meet you at your home, or we can go into a like a common area, like certain like parks in Pinellas County are open. Hillsborough they're not, but Pinellas County you can do an outside training, things like that. So I'm offering mobile training as well now, as well as some of my small group and in-house classes. And again, you can touch on, we can do self-defense, we can do fitness, or, if you want to train to, once the world starts acting right again, maybe compete a little bit, we can work on that as well.
Yeah. Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, at blackbelt_jitsu as well as where you can find him. But what would we train? You would teach someone, for example, hey, here's defense 101, self-defense 101, keeping the hands up, posture, stance, all the way to advanced level. I mean, you competed at the highest level.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we can train anything. A client, that's the thing about the way I do things is I'm kind of like, I have the benefit that I've grown up with this my entire life. So I've done every facet of it. I've trained for the fitness aspect of it. I used to be a trainer in like a big gold gym, a giant gym chain, obviously.
Yep.
So I've done the personal training side of things. And I've also, for my own personal gain, worked on my fitness level and improving what I can do. So anything from losing weight to putting on size to, if you don't want to worry about any of that stuff and you just want to learn how to defend yourself against a mugger or something like that, we can work on that as well. Yeah. And then I've worked with high level fighters too, and I've cornered guys in the ring. So I mean, I have that aspect of it as well.
Wow, that's pretty versatile.
Yeah, it's awesome. But it is, but it isn't, because it's all in the same blood of what I do. Being a martial artist, you have to have fitness if you want to be good at it.
Right.
And coaching, before you can coach, you have to first be able to do. So it sounds like it's a broad scope, but it's really not for me. It's all the same game to me.
Yeah, yeah. When I say versatile, I mean everybody from a first beginner all the way up to an advanced.
Oh, for sure.
I mean the spectrum of who you can help. So I think too, here's a niche that you're really good at as well, as teaching kids. My daughter had a couple classes, they loved it. Her and a friend of hers. But I think kids need to also be aware, because of bullying and all this kind of stuff. It's leaking into the schools. So when it comes to kids and helping children as well.
Well, not even the schools. I mean, look at what we just talked about, like that couple being terrorized while they were eating lunch. That's bullying, man. That's not protesting. That's bullying. So that it goes a very wide spectrum. There's kid bullies and adult bullies. There's political bullies, and there's all kinds of bullies.
Behind, like literally a mob standing behind you.
Yeah. How tough are you? One guy by himself with his girlfriend with 30 people. I look like a punk because I didn't fight you. No, I'm just trying not to get killed today.
Yeah. And the other people are saying, just hold your fist up. I'm like, whoa.
Craziness. But yeah, kids, especially now, this school year is going to be so bizarre for children. It's already starting super bizarre. Half the kids aren't in school because they're doing online schooling.
Right.
Some of the parents are terrified, don't want to send their kids to school. I mean, like, there isn't enough to worry about when you're a kid in school.
Yeah.
You know what
and
I'm
we just
saying?
talked about that too with Richard Alexander yesterday. The teachers union filed a suit against Governor DeSantis and with the whole back to school. So
about pushing the matter.
Yeah, there's a whole big thing behind that as well. Going back to school or not.
Yeah, and then what environment? Like it's not conducive to learning. That environment is not conducive to learning.
Yeah,
and that's isn't that why you send your kids to school?
Too
so
many
they can have an education. Yeah, there's enough distractions as it is. You're a kid. You're starting to like girls. You want to play sports. You're worried about not being picked on. I mean, and now it's like mass germs. You're gonna die. You're gonna catch a pandemic. Like it's too much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Good point. Much. Yeah, you look at the challenges that we have, especially these election years. It just seems like it always comes up in election years. This kind of stuff.
Coincidence?
Yeah,
who knows?
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to make that call, but
yeah, exactly.
It's just too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. Alex Lima here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. I've worked out with you personally. I've had awesome time working out the times when I can actually make time to get over there and do it. But yeah, I love it. Just getting in there, I think for an ex-athlete myself, I did so many times. I was pushing the heavy weights, doing the heavy squats. My daughter asked me the other day, what was my max bench press? I guess she was talking to some guy that had just did
reached
200 plus pounds. Yeah. I said, I told her my number. She said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. But, I don't look forward to doing the heavy weights anymore.
Right.
Now I just want to do more calisthenics type, the stuff where I'm, boxing, moving my arms,
functional, more mobile,
sweat.
Functional training.
Exactly.
Yeah. And each of those things have a benefit. There's a benefit to lifting heavy weights and doing that type of training. And there's also a benefit to working your mobility and your flexibility.
Yeah.
The thing with training super, super hard, we were actually talking about this last night at the training session, is when you train too hard all the time, there's no longevity in it. You cannot train that way all the time.
Burnout.
You can't do it. Exactly. Well, fatigue too. I mean, you're gonna, or potential for injury as well.
Yeah.
So a little tidbit to give everybody: try working, striving for like maybe staying within your 80% of your max, because that's going to give you longevity.
Yeah.
That's more time in the mat, more time in the gym, and then long term, you're going to be a better athlete or just more fit than the individual that just kills it, pushes balls to the wall for 3 months or so, and then burns themselves out.
Yeah.
Versus someone who I can train consistently at 80% for the next 20 years.
Let's talk a little bit about diet, because I know that's something you've been very disciplined at over the years.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And of course, there's the spectrums of the diet, the vegetarian to the the folks that eat a lot more meat and proteins, and guys I'm going to get my tuna and all. What's been working for you? What do you see that could be something beneficial for our listeners out there? I know this new diet of the intermittent fasting is very popular too.
Yeah. So the first thing for me, what has worked for me, because you can look at pictures of me for the last 10 years and you won't see me fluctuate. Like you won't see me get super fat and then super skinny. Like I stay kind of around the same. So how do I stay so consistent? The first thing is I remove that word diet. I don't believe in diet.
Right.
You're on a diet, he's on a diet, I'm on a diet. Diet is just how you eat.
Yeah.
So the diet, the word, the correlation with it is wrong that people do. People hear diet and it's like this
mindset.
Right. And it's not. It's just your diet is how you eat. So all you have to do is fine tune how you eat on a regular basis. And we know the basics. We know it. We just don't want to do it, most of us. Don't eat crap foods. Don't eat a lot of sugar. Don't have a lot of fried foods. Don't do a lot of soda. Just those 3 basic things right there, you will see a substantial difference in your health level, your energy levels. You're getting sick less, Yeah,
people don't realize how much is it just like one can of Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew.
It's absolutely insane. When I start, one of the biggest things I find is one thing I get it with clients when I start working on the diet aspect of things with them is they're not acclimated to reading the nutrition facts as much on the back of a label. Yeah. And I start getting text messages and phone call. They're like, do you know how much sugar and carbs is in a Snickers bar? And I'm like, yeah, I do, because I read the label,
Yeah.
So,
even things like this, because my wife is very much into the health and the nutrition.
Real clean organic foods. Very. And there is a difference.
And the thing is too, I would just drink those bubbly waters from the store. It gives you a little bit of flavor. It's got the carbonation, so it's a different pop from just the regular. I drink Fred DeFelice's product at my home, the waterscience.us. Great, clean, natural water. Every now and then you want a little kick
want
of
some
something.
Flavor. You want something different.
She said natural flavor. Did a bunch of research. She always reads a lot.
Yeah, it's
of
just
books.
essenced. Yeah.
And what it is, the natural flavor is actually MSG, but they call it natural flavor, but it's just MSG to give it that flavor. It's just, I don't know how they can do that. The FDA is not federal anything. It's private.
Yeah, that's bizarre because a lot of that, it has no nutritional content, and usually MSG is it's a sodium substitute, which kind of usually typically, from my understanding, raises the sodium in things as well. So some things like fruit infused water, where you just let your water sit in lemons and oranges and stuff like that to pick up flavor. That to me is essenced. That's how you get the flavoring in the water without adding the caloric content.
That's a better way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts. Final thoughts. We got about a minute left.
Yeah, man, just hang in there, guys and girls, young and old. We have no choice. We're going to get through this. We have no choice. That life is not going to continue. One thing that is guaranteed in life is that things will pass. So this too shall pass. We're going to get through this time. We have no choice. It will evolve and become something else. So hopefully it's better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I know churches are getting back open too. And, I think a lot of people are missing their religion. I saw somewhere that the Google of depression and anxiety has that actual search has gone up. People are, you've seen a lot of that. So I think that's a good message to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good timing on that one. All right. Hey, another great show. Thanks so much, Alex. Appreciate you coming in. Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. We had Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. Another great show here from the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we always end our show by saying we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Donate some blood, donate some time, be a force for good in the community, swing a hammer for Habitat for Humanity, maybe Work Done Charities, one of our previous partners as well, on-air contributors. And do something kind, be a force for good. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time